A warm and lovely morning to you all. So today we will be doing the next chapter of English grammar, but before beginning the chapter I would like to narrate a short story to you. Okay, so carefully listen to the story. The story is of a kingdom named Grammar. So Grammar Kingdom. Welcome to the Grammar Kingdom. So, in this kingdom, the king, the highest authority, was the sentence. सेंटेंस का हाईएस्ट अथॉरिटी था और वो हमारे राजा थे. ओके, देन other delegates or other citizens of the kingdom were the subject, the verb, the object, and those who all come under them, that is nouns, pronouns, adjectives, articles, preposition, conjunction, all lived in this kingdom very happily. It was a very good kingdom. Everybody loved to stay there. So the king also managed each and everyone in a proper way that people really love to be there. But one day, a problem arose in that kingdom. One day, some sounds were heard among the various people living in that kingdom. They were arguing among themselves, and the matter reached in the court of the king. The king called upon all the members into the court to discuss what the matter was. And then the object of the sentence started arguing and started questioning. He was asking, "Oh dear king, will you let me know as to why am I not allowed to come into the first position of your construction? When you assign duty to us, you give the first position to the subject only. Why you don't give this position to me or to other part of the sentence?" दैट इज ऑब्जेक्ट ने कहा, आप हमेशा सब्जेक्ट को क्यों फर्स्ट पोजीशन देते हो, ऑब्जेक्ट को क्यों नहीं देते हो और बाकी लोगों को क्यों नहीं देते हो, वर्ब को सेकंड पे ही क्यों रखते हो, मुझे भी फर्स्ट पोजीशन पे आना है. एंड ही स्टार्टेड आर्ग्यूइंग इन ऑल द वेज ही कुड एंड एवरीवन वाज कीनली लिसनिंग टू हिम and even some were laughing at him as to what rubbish he is speaking. How can an object be placed in the first position in the place of a subject? Now the subject replied. Subject said, "You are the receiver of an action, okay, and I am the one who does the action. Therefore, I will come in the first position and you will be coming at the end because you are receiving the action. Therefore, you will be at the end." ऐसे कहा. So now the object got more angrier, okay, and he started arguing again and again, and the noises of the argument were heard. The noises of the argument was spreading like a fire in the whole kingdom. Now people also started discussing upon this matter. So the king said, "Exactly, object is always placed at the end. And that is because he is the one who receives the action. What the subject is saying is absolutely correct. But yes, the object is also correct. He also should come to the first position. He is also an important part of my construction. How can he be kept always at the end?" So let us think of some solution for the same. And the one who brings the solution will be rewarded. So now the court is dismissed. So everyone now started looking for each or the other solution to find out how the object can be placed in the beginning of a sentence. One day, a trader came to the land or the kingdom of grammar, and he came to know about the confusions and the problems going up in the kingdom because of the object's argument to come first. He also brushed up many plans He actually wanted to continue his trade in this kingdom, but he wanted the king's permission. Therefore, he tried to impress the king. And in the terms of finding the solution to this problem, he come across many different aspects and the people living in the grammar. And likewise, he got a better knowledge, and then he went to the court of the king. There he introduced himself. He said he is a trader and has come to trade about something. Then he places his argument. He said, "My lord, we can bring the object in the first part of the sentence, but certain changes should be made. One such change is regarding the tense. We need to change the tenses of the verb. So definitely verb has 12 tenses. So we can adopt one of the tenses, and likewise we can accept the object in the first position. Another thing is we can do one more thing is before the subject which will go at the end we will add by before the subject. मतलब हमारा ऑब्जेक्ट जब आगे आएगा तो एक तो हमको टेंसेस चेंज करना होगा और दूसरा हमारा जो सब्जेक्ट पीछे जाएगा उसके पहले एक बाय लगेगा. So likewise the construction can go on. The king was very happy with this decision. He said, "Shabash! What a great idea! What will you name this thing?" he asked the trader. And also he asked, "Who are you? Introduce yourself." The trader said, "I am voice. I have two sides, active and passive." An active voice is the one where the subject comes in the front, being the agent of the action, and the object at the end, being the receiver of the action. So the sentence goes like subject plus verb plus object. Now, I had come for a trade in this kingdom. I wanted to start my trade, but when I tried to find the concept of for the object to come in the first, I tried to name it, and I named it as passive voice. So, what is passive voice? It is when there is object in the beginning, then the verb, then the subject which is preceded, मतलब जिसके आगे by लिखा है. Okay, so that is the passive voice. It goes like object plus verb plus subject, by plus. Yes, understood? So this is like this the kingdom of grammar got a solution for the argument of object being at the end and wishing to come into the front. The king was very happy with this decision, with this plan, with this solution. So he rewarded the voice and he recognized him in the whole kingdom. And from that day onwards, we are using the active voice and the passive voice. So today, we are going to discuss about the active and the passive voice. So now, let us begin with the chapter. Active voice is a case when the subject of a verb also performs the action named in the verb. The verb is said to be in the active voice. मतलब जो subject है, जो एजेंट है, वो एक्शन परफॉर्म करता है जिसका वर्ब हमने लिखा हो, तो वो हो जाता है हमारा एक्टिव वॉइस. ठीक है. Passive voice, when the subject of a verb receives the action named in the verb is said to be in the passive voice. अब इसमें क्या होता है, जो हमारा सब्जेक्ट था, जो एक्टिव में सेंटेंस कर रहा था, वो अब पैसिव बन जाता है, जो कि एक्शन रिसीव कर रहा है. तो पैसिव वॉइस में द एक्शन इज बीइंग रिसीव्ड एंड इन एक्टिव वॉइस द एक्शन इज बीइंग डन. Okay, some rules you need to remember while converting sentence from active to passive voice. The 4 basic rules that you should remember while converting sentences from active to passive. First rule is break the sentence into subject, verb and object. हमने ये कंसेप्ट पढ़ा था टेंसेस में, सब्जेक्ट, वर्ब और ऑब्जेक्ट। तो फर्स्ट रूल क्या है, सेंटेंस को तोड़ना है। यू विल बी हैविंग 2 sticks in your hand, okay? You will use both the stick to divide the sentence into 3 parts. So what you will do, stick number 1 आप रखोगे सब्जेक्ट के बाजू में और स्टिक नंबर 2 आप रखोगे वर्ब के बाजू में। 3 पार्ट्स में डिवाइड हो गए। सो फर्स्ट द एजेंट ऑफ द एक्शन दैट इज शी, सेकेंड वर्ब that is the plays, and third cricket which is the action being done received by something else. So that is our object. ठीक है, तो in active voice the sentence structure will go like subject, verb and object. We will break that. Okay, so first rule is breaking into subject, verb and object. Okay, rule number 2, what is that, exchange the places of subject and object. अब subject जो है वो object के जगह पे चला जाएगा और object जो है वो subject के जगह पे, so it will be a cross. Okay, so object will go in the front and subject will go at the end. Third is you will be using the past participle form of the verb only. आप पैसिव वॉइस में सिर्फ पास्ट पार्टिसिपल फॉर्म ही यूज करते हो. ओके, सो विल बी यूजिंग द पास्ट पार्टिसिपल फॉर्म. सी द एग्जाम्पल, cricket is played by her. So is played is in the passive voice and played is the V3 form. Clear? Okay. And the last rule is you have to add a by before the subject. So sentence बन गया. अब हम टाटा बाय बाय बोलेंगे. So subject के पहले हम क्या लगाएंगे, by, by, by. Cricket is played by me. Okay, so there it is the passive voice. Clear? Understood the rules? Okay. नेक्स्ट इज रिगार्डिंग द पर्सनल प्रोनाउंस इन पैसिव कंस्ट्रक्शन. अभी जब सेंटेंस सब्जेक्ट में होता है तो एक प्रोनाउन होता है एंड वही प्रोनाउन जब पैसिव वॉइस में जाएगा, एक्टिव से पैसिव में जाएगा, तो हमारा सब्जेक्ट एंड में है. ठीक है, सो इट इज गोइंग टू रिसीव द एक्शन, तो थोड़ा चेंजेस होता है. लेट अस सी दैट in the table given here. See, when your subject is I, it will change as by me. When your subject is we, it will become by us. When it's you, it will be by you. When it's he, by him. She, by her. It, by it. They, by them. और किसी का नाम हो तो वो नाम लिख देना है. ठीक है, प्रोनाउंस में इतने प्रोनाउंस जनरली यूज होते हैं, तो ये जब उसमें जाएगा पैसिव वॉइस में तो ये सब्जेक्ट ऑब्जेक्ट बन जाता है. तो उस टाइम पे हमको क्या लिखना है, आई की जगह क्या लिखोगे, मी, यू की जगह यू, वी की जगह अस, एक्सेट्रा. क्लियर? ओके. नेक्स्ट इज इफ योर एक्टिव वॉइस कंटेन्स डाइट्रांजिटिव वर्ब्स. अगर आपके एक्टिव वॉइस में डाइट्रांजिटिव वर्ब्स है, डाइट्रांजिटिव मतलब जिसमें 2 ऑब्जेक्ट होता है, एक डायरेक्ट ऑब्जेक्ट और एक इनडायरेक्ट ऑब्जेक्ट. डायरेक्ट ऑब्जेक्ट इज द वन हु इज एक्चुअली द रिसीवर ऑफ एक्शन एंड इनडायरेक्ट इज एक्चुअली एडिंग टू द सपोर्ट. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, योर अंकल टीचेस अस इंग्लिश. योर अंकल टीचर्स व्हाट, इंग्लिश. टू whom, टू अस. तो टू अस जो है वो इनडायरेक्ट ऑब्जेक्ट हो गया और इंग्लिश जो है वो डायरेक्ट ऑब्जेक्ट. ठीक है, सो जब ऐसे सेंटेंस आते हैं 2 ऑब्जेक्ट्स होंगे तो आप लोगों को क्या करना है, आप सेंटेंस स्ट्रक्चर जो है वो 2 फॉर्म में कर सकते हैं. एक तो आप डायरेक्टली ऑब्जेक्ट में डायरेक्ट ऑब्जेक्ट को यूज़ कर सकते हो, या फिर सेकेंड केस में इनडायरेक्ट ऑब्जेक्ट. जस्ट सी द एग्जाम्पल, वी आर टॉट इंग्लिश बाय योर अंकल. हमको इंग्लिश तुम्हारे अंकल सिखाते हैं. ठीक है, हमने यहाँ पे अस जो इनडायरेक्ट है उसको हमने यूज़ किया. इन द सेकेंड सेंटेंस, इंग्लिश इज टॉट टू अस बाय योर अंकल. इंग्लिश हमको तुम्हारे अंकल सिखाते हैं. तो यहाँ पे हमने जो डायरेक्ट ऑब्जेक्ट है उसको यूज़ करके सेंटेंस फ्रेम किया. सो यू कैन यूज़ बोथ द वेज और एनी वन विच इज़ फेमिलियर टू. ओके. नेक्स्ट इज वर्ब्स फॉलोड बाय प्रपोजिशंस. जो एक्टिव वर्ब्स होते हैं, द मेन वर्ब, ठीक है, वो वर्ब्स के पीछे जो प्रपोजिशंस लगते हैं, दैट विल रिमेन एज इट इज, भले वी आर चेंजिंग द सेंटेंस इनटू पैसिव वॉइस. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, शी डिड नॉट केयर फॉर मी. इसमें जो फॉर है, दैट इज अ प्रपोजिशन विच इज यूज्ड आफ्टर केयर. So we will not change the position of for. It will always remain with care only. So the sentence will go like, I was not cared for by her. I was not cared for her. Sorry, cared for by her. ठीक है. So this is see here, we have not changed the position of for. So this is what I was saying. अगर कुछ कुछ prepositions है जो verbs के बाजू में आते हैं तो वो अपना place change नहीं करते, वो verbs के बाजू में ही रुकेंगे, भले वो passive voice में हो. ठीक है. Okay. Next is interrogative sentences. In the case of interrogative sentence, let us see what happens and changes into passive voice. Do you obey your parents? That is the active voice. Passive क्या होगा? Are your parents obeyed by you? So it is the easy construction where we are using is आराम in the passive voice. उसको आगे लेना है और पीछे जो वर्ब यूज़ करोगे वो V3 यूज़ करके, जो अगर तुमको जो सेंटेंस दिया वो क्वेश्चन फॉर्म में है तो आंसर भी उसका क्वेश्चन फॉर्म में ही होना चाहिए. ओके, यस, क्वेश्चन मार्क विल बी देयर. ओके, नेक्स्ट एग्जांपल इज, हाउ डज शी डू ऑल दिस? हाउ इज ऑल दिस डन बाय हर? सो अगेन इट इज इन द पैसिव वॉइस. Now we are going to see a table wherein I am sharing you what is the sentence structure in the case of active voice and passive voice with respect to the tenses. The first we'll be discussing the three simple tenses, that is simple present, simple past and simple future. In the simple present tense, the active voice will have subject plus V1 या साथ में S या ES प्लस ऑब्जेक्ट. ये तो टेंसेस वाला ही हो गया. हाँ, एग्जाम्पल देखो, वी यूज दिस रूम, हम ये रूम यूज करते हैं. एंड द पैसिव वॉइस व्हाट इज गोइंग लाइक, ऑब्जेक्ट प्लस इज और आर और एम प्लस V3 प्लस बाय प्लस सब्जेक्ट. सो this is the construction of passive voice. See the example, this room is used by us. मैंने बोला था ना we का by us हो जाता है, एंड यहाँ पे देखो मैंने is used लिखा है. सो is आराम में से is यूज करेंगे क्योंकि यहाँ पे हमारा जो ऑब्जेक्ट अभी सब्जेक्ट बन गया ना, रूम, वो सिंगुलर है, इसके लिए हम is यूज करेंगे. और V3 क्या है, used. ओके ओके. नेक्स्ट इज सिंपल पास्ट टेंस. In the simple past tense, in the case of active voice, the sentence will have the structure subject plus V2 plus object. Example, we used this room. And in case of in case of passive voice, it will go like object plus was or were plus V3 plus by plus subject. So it will go like, this room was used by us. Okay, so here we have used it in the passive voice. was और where लगा दिया और V3 लिखा और ऑब्जेक्ट को आगे लेके आ गया और सब्जेक्ट को पीछे. Next is simple future tense. In case of simple future tense, in active voice, the sentence structure will go like subject plus will or shall plus V1 plus object. We will use this room. That is the example. For passive voice, it will go like object plus will be or shall be plus V3 plus by plus the subject. Example, this room will be used by us. So here again it is the passive form. Okay. So I hope you have understood all the three tenses of simple present, past and future. Next is the continuous tense, present continuous. In active voice, you all know subject plus is or are or am plus V1 plus ing plus object. Yes, we are using this room, so that is a continuous tense, present continuous tense. Yes, और उसका passive voice क्या होगा? Object plus is or am plus being plus used, that is plus V3 plus by plus S, that is the subject. This room is being used by us. So that is the case of present continuous tense. For past continuous tense, it will go like active voice तो पता ही है, subject plus was या फिर were plus V1 plus ing plus object. और इसका passive क्या होगा? Object plus was या were plus being plus V3 plus subject by plus subject. Example, this room was being small. This room was being used by us. Yes, this room was being used by us. So here it is again was being used. ठीक है, continuous tense में हमेशा being use करना है. ओके, डोंट फॉरगेट दैट. और फ्यूचर कंटिन्यूअस का सिर्फ एक्टिव फॉर्म होता है, पैसिव फॉर्म नहीं होता है. एक्टिव फॉर्म में सब्जेक्ट प्लस इज और विल बी और शैल बी प्लस V1 प्लस ing प्लस ऑब्जेक्ट. एंड पैसिव वॉइस में फ्यूचर कंटिन्यूअस का कोई चेंजेस नहीं है. Now let us move to the perfect tenses. Present perfect. Active voice, subject plus has or have plus V3 plus object. We have used this room. इसका passive voice क्या होगा? Object plus has or have plus been plus V3 plus by plus S. This room has been used by us. So this is the sentence structure. Next is past perfect. Active voice, subject plus had plus V3 plus object. Okay, इसमें दोनों में V3 लगता है, एक्टिव और पैसिव में. और एक्टिव का कंस्ट्रक्शन सेंटेंसेस वाला है, तो दैट यू ऑल नो. बस पैसिव में ऑब्जेक्ट को आगे लाना है, सब्जेक्ट को पीछे, और बीच में बाई लगा दो, V3 लिख लो. और जब परफेक्ट टेंसेस दिया होता है तो बीन यूज करते हैं हम पैसिव वॉइस में, BEEN, बीन. ओके, सो object plus had been plus V3 plus by plus S. This room had been used by us. Next is a future perfect tense. Subject plus will or shall plus have plus V3 plus object. Example, we will have this room. Okay. और उसका passive voice will be object plus will or shall plus have been plus V3 plus by plus S. Example, this room will have been used by us. ठीक है, will have और been भी यूज किया और used कर दिया है ना. So it is in the passive voice. Understood? Go through this table. You will write these tables, all the 3 tables in your notebook also. Okay, and also that pronouns table. Okay. Regarding the परफेक्ट कंटिन्यूस टेंसेस, एक्टिव टू पैसिव में कभी भी परफेक्ट कंटिन्यूस टेंस को हम यूज नहीं करते. सो उसका कोई एक्सरसाइजेस एंड सेंटेंस स्ट्रक्चर नहीं है. ठीक है, सो आई होप यू हैव अंडरस्टूड टुडे सेशन ऑफ एक्टिव एंड पैसिव वॉइस. वी हैव डिस्कस्ड many things. What is active, what is passive, then how to change the pronouns in case of ditransitive, in case of verbs, then then what are the 4 rules that need to be followed. Then in terms of tenses, how the sentence structure changes, interrogative type of sentence में कैसा होता है, और regarding the words followed by the prepositions उसमें क्या scene है. So we have gone through all of them. Just go through the video very well, you will understand it. Okay, that's all for today.